Part 6. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 51. Su Yang frowned slightly and said, "How can I save my life? Tell me slowly what's going on." Nalan Yi asked me to fight a dog today, and I agreed on a whim. As a result, I lost all my pants. Wang Fuegui said with a slight cry, "This is nothing. The key is that my father has lost all the shares of Wang Group. If my father finds out, he will have to kill me. Mr. Su, good brother, save me, save me." Nalan Yi? The eldest son of the Nalan family, Su Yang raised his eyebrows. "Yes, that's him." Wang Fuegui continued, "Nalan Yi said that as long as you are willing to come and fight with him, he will return the Wang Group's shares to me." Su Yang asked doubtfully, "You mean, as long as I go to fight dogs, no matter whether I win or lose, Nalan Yi will return the shares to you?" "Yes, Nalan Yi must have lost his mind. The shares I lost to him are worth hundreds of millions, and this idiot's request is actually so simple." Wang Fuegui first complained about Nalan Yi, and then pleaded, "Young Master Su, I regard you as the most important man in my life. Since I have served you for so many years, you must do this favor." "Fuck you, don't speak so ambiguously, I don't like your words." Su Yang replied with a dark face, but his thoughts were spinning rapidly. Nalan Yi is not a fool, he must know the value of the shares, how could he return it to Wang Fuegui so easily? He pointed out that he wanted me to come over to fight dogs, so he probably had some bad intentions. The person who instigated Su Jinghan behind the scenes was Mr. Nalan. Mr. Nalan, Nalan Yi, could they be the same person? Thinking of this, Su Yang nodded and agreed, "Wang Fuegui, don't worry, I'll be there right away." "Haha, young Master Su, I love you so much." When Wang Fuegui heard this, he was ecstatic and said, "I knew you would not abandon me. Young Master Su, tell me the truth, am I the person you love the most?" "The person you love most? Damn it! Young Master Su, am I the person you love the most? Why don't you say anything, right? It's your sister." Su Yang hung up the phone with a dark face, then snapped his fingers. Woof woof. Immediately afterwards, a brown-haired teddy ran over, with a pair of dark eyes full of awe. It was the white cat that helped Su Yang win the dog fighting competition last time. These days, the white cat has been staying in Su Yang's room and is very honest. Su Yang didn't treat him badly and had already sent spiritual energy to it twice. The current white cat is about the same size as before, but its intelligence has made a qualitative leap, and it is almost like a human being, except that it cannot speak. It knew that Su Yang would practice when he came to the room, so it never disturbed Su Yang. It just lay quietly in the corner. Su Yang snapped his fingers, and then it ran over wagging its tail. "White cat, let's go. I'll take you to play a game. Do a good job today at this time," Su Yang said with a smile. Woof. The white cat agreed happily, looking very excited, because it knew that the time had come to reflect its own value. Next, Su Yang hugged the white cat, walked down to the third floor, and saw Guoyi in the living room. Young Master Guoyi was already awake and greeted with a smile. Su Yang nodded, and then joked, "Guoyi, Dad sent you to keep an eye on me secretly, but you fell asleep on the sofa. Your work attitude is not serious." Unexpectedly, Guoyi said meaningfully, "Young Master, you can't blame me. I know I can't keep an eye on you. I'm just wasting that time. It's better to give myself a holiday." When Su Yang heard this, his expression instantly solidified. He stared at Guoyi with stern eyes, and said in a deep voice, "What do you know?" While speaking, Su Yang released a huge momentum, and the surrounding space was instantly cold to freezing point, making people shudder. "Young Master, this subordinate deserves to die," Guo Yi's face suddenly changed and his body was trembling. Answer my question, Su Yang said coldly, what do you know? I only know that the eldest young master has hidden his strength, and I don't know anything else, Guo Yi responded truthfully. Su Yang frowned and said, how did you know? Last night, my subordinate went to your room and found that you were not there. In addition, you have avoided Xiaoting's surveillance several times before, which is enough to prove that your strength is far superior to that of Xiaoting and me. Guo Yi continued, otherwise, it would not be so easy to leave without knowing it every time. Yes, you have a brain and are smarter than Xiaoting. Su Yang quickly realized that since he had been seen through, he could only use intimidation. Thinking of this, Su Yang opened his palms, and a water ball instantly formed in his palms, exuding terrifying power. Qi, water, martial arts master. Seeing this, Guo Yi's eyes filled with intense astonishment. Unlike Xiaoting, he is a strategic strategist and can be regarded as a strategist under Su Shenbing. In the past, when Su Shenbing was fighting on the border, he was the one who made suggestions for many things. So after following the eldest young master for 2 days, Guo Yi concluded that the eldest young master was hiding his strength. But he never expected that the eldest young master would be a martial arts master. This was so terrifying. At this time, Su Yang said in a deep voice, Guo Yi, kneel down. Thump. Guo Yi didn't hesitate at all, and quickly knelt down on his knees, looking at Su Yang with eyes full of respect and fear. Who have you told about my hidden strength? Su Yang asked. Guo Yi was panic-stricken and said truthfully, the eldest young master obviously has great strength, but he pretends to be a loser. He must have his own plan, so no one under him told him, not even the head of the family, nor the subordinates. Yes, you are smart. Su Yang nodded with satisfaction, then stared at Guo Yi, a strong aura pressed over him, and then said, you are right, I have my own reasons for hiding my strength. Now that you know this, I should have killed you to avoid future troubles. However, since you have been in the Su family for more than 10 years and are loyal to the Su family, I will spare your life. Su Yang threatened in a cold voice, however, the news that I am an ancient warrior must not be leaked out, otherwise I will be the first to attack you. Guo Yi was frightened by Su Yang's aura, and was horrified in his heart. He hurriedly responded, yes, I will never tell anyone. Well, remember your words. Su Yang nodded, put away his aura, and said in a calm tone, I have to go out for a trip. You can stay in the villa. If my dad calls to ask, just say that I am resting in the villa. After leaving a few words, Su Yang hugged the white cat and strode away from the riverside villa. Congratulations, young master. Guo Yi said respectfully. Su Yang left for a while before he dared to stand up. The young master has been patient for many years. With such a character, he will definitely become a great person in the future. Master, I'm sorry. People go to higher places and water flows to lower places. Now I am the eldest young master's son. Guo Yi smiled softly. When he mentioned Su Yang, his eyes were filled with enthusiasm and awe. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 52. As night falls, bright stars hang in the dark night sky. After leaving the riverside villa, Su Yang drove the Bentley Mulsanne and drove all the way to the abandoned factory in the suburbs. This place has been abandoned for a long time, and it has gradually become a place for dog fighting among nobles from Jiangbei. Young Master Su, my good brother, I have been waiting for you for a long time. When Su Yang got out of the car, Wang Fugui ran over and flattered him, damn it, young Master Su, I haven't seen you for a few days, but you've become so handsome again, and you're not letting me live, and you almost broke my little brother. As he spoke, Wang Fugui hugged Su Yang's arm and leaned his head towards Su Yang. Fuck your sister, get lost. Su Yang pushed Wang Fugui away with a dark face, then glanced at the people not far away, and finally his eyes fell on a young man wearing a beige British windbreaker. This man was tall and handsome, his hair was obviously permed, and he was very stylish. He had one hand in his pocket and a faint smile on his face. He is Nalan Yi, the second son of the Nalan family. When Su Yang looked at Nalan Yi also looked at Su Yang, and was the first to say, "Young Master Su, long time no see." Nalan Yi. Su Yang smiled softly, and memories about the other party flooded into his mind. Nalan Yi's role in the Nalan family is similar to that of young Master Su, both of them are playboys from Jiangbei. But Nalan Yi is a little better, he just wants to play, but he has also taken over the family business, so he is not really uneducated. Young Master Su and him occasionally played cards, dog fights, and racing cars together, so they were quite familiar with each other. Could it be that the person behind Su Jinghan is really him? Now that Su Jinghan's affair was revealed and he ran away, that's why he came forward and wanted to set up a trap to deal with him personally. Thinking of this, Su Yang sneered in his heart and planned to remain unchanged in the face of all changes. Nalan Yi, you are so boring. Dog fighting is so exciting, but you call me Wang Fuegui instead of me at this time. Su Yang pretended to be angry. Haha, Mr. Su, don't be angry. Didn't I call you here? Nalan Yi said with a smile. That's pretty much it? Su Yang nodded with satisfaction, and then said, by the way, you can't cheat on what you promised Wang Fuegui before. I'm here, please return the shares to him quickly. Don't worry, young Master Su, I keep my word and will never lie. Nalan Yi glanced at Su Yang disdainfully, then raised his hand, and the bodyguard next to him brought a contract. Nalan Yi took the contract and handed it to Wang Fuegui. He smiled softly and said, young Master Wang, this is the share transfer contract you just signed. I will return it to you now. Haha, Mr. Nalan, you are such a good person, thank you. Wang Fuegui hurriedly took the contract, tore it into pieces and threw it in the air. After doing all this, he breathed a sigh of relief and said, huh, the big stone in my heart finally fell. At this time, Su Yang looked at Nalan Yi and said with a smile, Nalan Yi, you paid such a high price to ask me out, what's the matter? Haha, what can I do? It's just that I miss young Master Su a little bit after not seeing him for so many days. Nalan Yi smiled and said, besides, I know the importance of this share to young Master Wang. If the head of the Wang family knew that young Master Wang had lost the share, I am afraid that young Master Wang would be beaten half to death. We are all friends who grew up together. How could I really accept the shares? Wouldn't this ruin young Master Wang? That's why I said that if you come, you will return the shares. In fact, if you don't come, I will return the contract to Mr. Wang, Nalan Yi said with a smile. Hey, Mr. Nalan, it turns out that you are so kind that you would consider me, thank you, Wang Fuegui said gratefully. Nalan Yi said with a smile, Master Wang is an exception. In dog fighting, happiness is the most important thing. Yes, Wang Fuegui hurriedly agreed. Nalan Yi smiled, then looked at Su Yang, and continued, young Master Su, since you are already here, why don't we two have a fight? When Wang Fuegui heard this, he paused and then said, well, Mr. Nalan, let's forget it. Young Master Su didn't bring his dog. He originally wanted to refuse on behalf of Su Yang, but Su Yang smiled and said, okay, I just recently raised a super awesome dog, which is invincible. Worry, young Master Su, is it true or false? Wang Fuegui said in surprise, why didn't I know? Of course it's true. You've seen it before. Didn't we use it to defeat Zhao Wenbin's pit bull last time? Su Yang smiled softly, then snapped his fingers and said, white cat, come out. Immediately afterwards, a brown teddy walked out of the car not far away and stood obediently next to Su Yang. Damn it, young Master Su, you are crazy. Last time, you were just lucky. Zhao Wenbin's dog had rickets. This time, you are not so lucky. Wang Fugui said in a hurry, it's better not to compete tonight. Anyway, we have got the shares. Let's go back quickly. Believe me, I can win. Su Yang patted Wang Fugui on the shoulder and said confidently. Young Master Su, are you serious? At this time, Nalan Yi asked. Well, I don't have time to joke with you. Su Yang urged, come on, what's our bet? Once we placed our bets, hurry up and compare. I have other things to do tonight. Good. Nalan Yi showed an imperceptible smile, and then said, we won't bet money anymore, let's bet something interesting this time. About 10 kilometers east of here, there is a forest. I heard that it has been haunted recently, and there has been quite a lot of movement. Nalan Yi continued, young Master Su, whoever loses among us will go to that forest, how about that? Okay, it's settled, Su Yang agreed. Wang Fugui said, hey, young Master Su, don't be so impulsive. That forest is haunted. Let me think about this again. When Su Yang heard this, he knew that Nalan Yi had plans in the woods. In order to reduce his alertness, he pretended to hesitate and started to retreat. Young Master Su, we all have received 9 years of compulsory education. All things like ghosts and ghosts are all superstitious. You shouldn't be so timid, right? Nalan Yi despised Su Yang in his heart, and then resorted to aggressive tactics. The young Master Su in my impression is a courageous person. However, if young Master Su regrets it, forget it and just pretend I didn't say anything, Nalan Yi said disappointedly. Who said I regretted it? Su Yang pretended to be impulsive and gritted his teeth and said, let's bet on this, whoever loses will go to the woods. Haha, this is the young Master Su in my mind. He is worthy of being the #1 young master in Jiangbei. Nalan Yi sneered in his heart, but flattered Su Yang on the outside. Stop talking nonsense, let's get started, bring your dog over, Su Yang urged. Good. Nalan Yi nodded, then clapped his hands, and the bodyguard next to him brought a shepherd dog, which was n times the size of Teddy. It looked completely incomparable. Immediately afterwards, the dog fighting match began. The two dogs stood face to face. The difference in size made the scene look very funny. Nalan Yi and his bodyguard couldn't help but laugh. Su Yang also laughed, because he was confident that an ordinary dog, a white cat, could be killed with one slap. However, this time, Su Yang didn't want to win. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 53. In this bet, whoever loses will go to the woods 10 kilometers away. Su Yang could conclude that Nalan Yi had done something there. If he won, wouldn't he be able to fall into the trap? This would be boring. In order to cooperate with Nalan Yi in acting, I have to lose, and I must lose. So, Su Yang secretly ordered the white cat to pretend to be defeated by the shepherd dog. Su Yang possesses the soul of the immortal emperor, so secretly transmitting messages couldn't be easier, so naturally no one will notice. Woof. The white cat seemed a little reluctant. It finally tried to express itself, but it failed. It was very sad and looked at Su Yang longingly. Nalan Yi thought the white cat was scared, so he smiled and said, young Master Su, this little teddy seems to be scared. Is the look in your eyes begging you not to let it compete? Probably. Su Yang replied with a smile, then looked at the white cat and said comfortingly, be good and be obedient, and the benefits will not be lost to you. Woof. When the white cat heard this, he immediately became energetic and barked twice excitedly. Young Master Su, it is quite spiritual. It seems to understand what you are saying. At this time, Nalan Yi said with a playful smile, it would be a pity for such a good pet dog to lure it to death with food. Nalan Yi, you talk a lot of nonsense. Su Yang glanced at Nalan Yi impatiently, and then encouraged, White Cat, come on, hurry up and complete the task I assigned you. Woof woof. The white cat barked seriously twice, then gritted its teeth and stared at the shepherd dog not far away. The battle between the two dogs has officially begun. Sheepdogs are very ferocious, and they roar with bared teeth to frighten their opponents. The white cat was not to be outdone. Even though it was only as big as a watermelon, it stared fiercely at the shepherd dog and even jumped a few times. However, it is not as high as a shepherd's calf. Even if it jumps up, it can only bite the shepherd's knee, which looks particularly funny. Nalan Yi and the bodyguards around him couldn't help laughing when they saw this scene. Roar! Suddenly, the sheepdog took the lead in attacking, charging towards the opponent ferociously. As a result, the white cat, who was still fierce at first, instantly lay on the ground and rolled around, screaming in pain. The shepherd dog paused and looked at the white cat in surprise, with confusion in its small eyes. Ha ha ha. Young Master Su, this dog of yours is quite good at acting. Before you even touched it, it lay down. It's not like this. Nalan Yi couldn't help laughing. Su Yang sneered in his heart, but on the surface he said angrily, You bitch, why do you think you are a coward? If you really embarrass me, I might as well let a shepherd dog bite you to death. Okay, young Master Su, calm down, it's just a teddy, how can it possibly fight against a shepherd dog? Nalan Yi smiled and said, I heard about the bet between you and Zhao Wenbin a few days ago. It was really Zhao Wenbin who was unlucky and chose a dog with rickets to compete. My dog just had a physical examination today, and all indicators are normal, so it's not surprising that you lose. Nalan Yi said. Humph, you bitch, come back. Su Yang looked at the white cat, cursed, and then looked at Nalan Yi, feeling unwilling to do so. Nalan Yi, you win this time, I'll go to the woods now, and I will definitely beat you next time. Haha, okay, I'll bet again when I get the chance. Nalan Yi showed a smile as if he had succeeded in his conspiracy, and then asked casually, by the way, young Master Su, Zhao Wenbin died 2 days ago. Do you know about this? What, Zhao Wenbin is dead? How did he die? Su Yang pretended to be surprised. I don't know the specifics. It has nothing to do with me anyway. I don't know that much. Nalan Yi smiled softly, and then said, Okay, young Master Su, you can go to the woods 10 kilometers away. It's getting late, and I should go back. Aren't you coming with me? Su Yang stared at Nalan Yi and said with a meaningful smile. I won't go. No one in Jiangbei knows about Mr. Su's gambling items. He will definitely complete the bet. Let's make an appointment to gamble next time. Nalan Yi shook his head and smiled, then drove away from the abandoned factory with the sheepdog and several bodyguards. Young Master Su, I tried to persuade you not to gamble, but you refused to listen. It's okay now, just lose. I've heard that woods is really haunted. Several people have died in the past few days, and their hearts were all dug out. The police sent people to investigate, but nothing was found. It's scary to think about it. Wang Fugui complained at first, and then showed deep fear of the woods. He swallowed his saliva in fear, but finally said, let's go to the woods for a symbolic walk, and then go home quickly, so that nothing really happens. Su Yang looked at Wang Fugui and smiled softly, I lost the bet, what are you going to do? Damn it, young Master Su, what are you talking about? You are my brother. How could I, young Master Wang, let you take risks alone? If this spreads out, how can I still hang out in Jiangbei? Wang Fugui said seriously. Road. When Su Yang heard this, he was quite moved. He didn't expect that young Master Su, a dandy, could have a good brother who was willing to live and die with him. Looking back on my last life, after practicing for 80,000 years, I had no friends around me and only had a pet cat to accompany me. How sad. Young Master Su, how are you? Are you very touched? Can you accept me now? In fact, it's good for two men to be together. A strong alliance. You plow the fields and I weave, you carry water and I water the gardens. You can still fight back and forth when you have nothing to do at home, how cool it is. With that said, Wang Fuegui winked at Su Yang, pinched his throat and said softly, Young Master Su, can you? If you are willing, I can dig a hole abroad for you, and I guarantee that you will have a good time. Same experience. Fuck your sister, get out of here. Su Yang was moved a second ago, but now he kicked Wang Fuegui with a dark face. Worry, young Master Su, you are so cruel, aren't we going to the woods? I was just joking to relieve the tension, but you actually kicked me, Wang Fuegui said angrily. Who said I was going to take you? Su Yang smiled softly and said, I'll go to the woods by myself. You go home first. Fuck, that won't work. Wang Fuegui said seriously, young Master Su, do you think I'm joking with you? The woods are really dangerous. I must accompany you and use my domineering spirit to scare those monsters to death. When he said this, Wang Fuegui felt guilty and was obviously afraid of the woods, but he still accompanied Su Yang without hesitation. Good brother, I understand what you mean, but it's really not necessary. You have forgotten that my father arranged for Xiaoting to protect me secretly. Su Yang moved out of Xiaoting. Hearing the word Xiaoting, Wang Fuegui breathed a sigh of relief and laughed loudly. If you had told me earlier, I would be relieved. Then you can go on your own. Su Yang nodded and then thought of something, so he said, Wang Fuegui, I almost forgot, tonight is Li Feixuan's grandpa's 70th birthday. It has probably already started. I have prepared a gift to go back and forth. The woods need some time, I'm afraid it's too late to come back, so help me send them there. With that said, Su Yang took the tea brick out of the car and handed it to Wang Fuegui. No problem, I promise to complete the task. Wang Fuegui took the tea brick and couldn't help complaining, young Master Su, you are too stingy. When Mr. Li celebrates his birthday, you will give him a broken tea brick. You know what the heck, this tea brick is produced at the top of Mount Lushan. It has its own name. It's called Fortune Blossoms and it's worth 7 million, Su Yang explained. 7 million, that's not even close. Wait a minute, young Master Su, what do you think the tea brick is called? Wang Fuegui suddenly frowned. Wealth blooms. My God, I am rich and noble. What a bad name. I am still rich and the flowers are blooming. What flowers are blooming? Are they chrysanthemums? Wang Fuegui gritted his teeth and said, when will my chrysanthemums bloom? Young Master Su, tell me, are you deliberately trying to gain this bad reputation because you want to disgust me? Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 54. Wealth blooms. Are the chrysanthemums of wealth blooming? It does not make sense. Fuck you, are you thinking of shit? I don't have time to disgust you. This is just a coincidence. Don't force lie. I'm leaving first. Don't forget what I told you. Send a gift to the Li family in my name. Su Yang complained with a dark face, then drove away from the scene and quickly disappeared into the night. It's a shame to have Xiaoting secretly guarding me. I feel like young Master Su has changed. He dares to walk on such a dark road at night. I will ask my dad to arrange a powerful bodyguard for me. Watching Su Yang go away, Wang Fuegui's eyes were filled with envy. He then lowered his head and glanced at the tea brick in his hand, and immediately said in disgust, the flowers of wealth are blooming, open your grandma's legs, I will be annoyed when I see you. The more Wang Fuegui thought about it, the angrier he became, so he called a younger brother and asked him to send it to the Li family in the name of Mr. Su. while he ran away to be cool. Anyway, it can be delivered to Li's house, it doesn't matter whoever delivers it. At the same time, in the dark night, a black business car was speeding. Sitting in the back seat of the car was a young man wearing a beige British windbreaker. It was Nalan Yi. Second young master, if we don't go with you, will young master Su be cheating? After all, that forest is haunted. If young master Su is afraid and dares not go, then our plan will be in vain at this time, a subordinate next to him said. Don't worry. If young master Su loses the bet, he can give his wife away. What's more, if he just goes to the woods for a walk, he will be willing to admit defeat. A smile appeared on Nalan Yi's lips. As long as he goes to the woods, he will definitely die in the Zhao family's ambush. The second young master is wise. This subordinate couldn't help but asked, I don't understand something. The Su family is the largest family in Jiangbei, and the Zhao family is insignificant in comparison. I can't figure out why the Zhao family would kill young master Su hard. Haha, it doesn't hurt to tell you. Nalan Yi explained, the Zhao family has been working for Su Jinghan over the years, and Zhao Wenbin has done a lot for Su Jinghan. But just a few days ago, Zhao Wenbin died. According to the Zhao family, Zhao Wenbin's death was related to Su Yang. He was a killer sent by Su Yang. Nalan Yi continued, as for Su Jinghan, something happened recently and I can't contact him. So in order to avenge Zhao Wenbin, the Zhao family found me, first expressed their loyalty, and then asked me to find an opportunity for them to kill Su Yang, Nalan Yi said with a smile. So that's it. This subordinate was still very curious. Second young master, this matter has nothing to do with our Nalan family. Why did you agree to the Zhao family? Haha, over the past few years, the Su family has been in the spotlight, and our Nalan family has been suffocating. Only when the Su family weakens can the Nalan family return to the throne of the first family in Jiangbei. Nalan Yi smiled coldly, and Su Yang is the only heir to the Su family. If something happens to Su Yang, the Su family will inevitably be hit hard and gradually decline. Even if it does not decline, a family without an heir will not pose much of a threat. Nalan Yi said proudly, if I can accomplish this, then my status in the Nalan family will definitely surpass Nalan Mingj. Nalan Mingj is just a bastard of my father and his mistress. In recent years, he has taken over almost half of the Nalan family's business. Why should he? At this point, Nalan Yi was very unconvinced. When the subordinate next to him heard this, he shut his mouth. He was a smart man and never opened his mouth when it came to the internal battles of the Nalan family. Nalan Yi's idea is very simple. He wants to get rid of Su Yang, thereby attacking the Su family, establishing his position in the Nalan family, and suppressing Nalan Mingj's limelight. Therefore, when he learned that the Zhao family had a grudge against Su Yang and planned to kill Su Yang, he took the initiative to set up this trap. If the Zhao family succeeds, everyone will naturally be happy. The reason why they chose the haunted woods is just to blame the dirty things for Su Yang's death. No one will doubt the Zhao family. As for why Su Yang went to that forest, the reason will definitely spread, and then everyone's eyes in Jiangbei will be focused on Nalan Yi. But Nalan Yi is not afraid, and this is exactly the result he wants. First of all, the head of the Nalan family will know that he designed Su Yang to be killed, and he will naturally appreciate him. Secondly, Nalan Yi just made a bet with Su Yang. He did not kill Su Yang. Although the Su family would be dissatisfied, there was no reason to blame him. The most important thing is that Nalan Yi explained that if he really wanted to kill Su Yang, he would definitely not use such despicable means to draw others' attention to him. Doing the opposite can resolve the Su family's suspicions to a greater extent. Certainly. If the Zhao family's assassination failed, Nalan Yi would have no losses and no one would doubt him. Even if a master from the Zhao family comes forward to identify him, he can deny it flatly because there is no evidence anyway. However, Nalan Yi believes that the possibility of failure is very slim because the Zhao family has arranged for a master who is in the late stage of Huajin. That night, not only Zhao Wenbin died, but also the founder of the mountain, Wang Pingchuan. One of Wang Pingchuan's senior brothers wanted to avenge him, so he joined the Zhao family's camp. This is also the reason why Nalan Yi agreed to cooperate with the Zhao family, otherwise he would really look down on the Zhao family. After tonight, there will be no young master Su in Jiangbei, haha. Thinking of his plan, the smile on Nalan Yi's lips became colder. At this moment, Su Yang drove the Bentley Mulsanne quickly through the dark night, and soon arrived at the woods 10 kilometers away. It is close to Dongshan, with a large forest area and thick bushes, and the environment is very good. After stopping the car, Su Yang stepped out and immediately let go of his consciousness to explore the surroundings. 7 o'clock, 2 people. The next moment, Su Yang felt the aura of the 2 ancient warriors, raised the corners of his mouth slightly, and strode over. At this moment, deep in the woods, 2 middle-aged men wearing night clothes were hiding in the darkness, thinking that their clothes were perfect. "Brother Kongming, I didn't expect you to come forward tonight." "Zhao is very grateful," a middle-aged man said. The middle-aged man, known as Brother Kongming, responded, "Master Zhao, you're welcome. My junior brother, the founder of the mountain, Wang Pingchuan, died in Jiangbei. I must find out the truth and give an explanation to his spirit in heaven." These 2 people are Zhao Jiping, the head of the Zhao family, and Song Kongming, Wang Pingchuan's senior brother. No matter what the purpose is, Zhao is very grateful. "You and I join forces, even if the Su family's secret guard captain Xiaoting protects Su Yang, it will be of no avail," Zhao Jiping said. Zhao Jiping was a tough opponent. He laid down the foundation of the Zhao family with 1 punch and 1 kick, reaching the middle stage of transformation. As for Wang Pingchuan's senior brother, he is even more fierce, known as Song Kongming with broken stone legs, and his reputation is even greater than Kaishan Zhang. That's why they were so confident that they dared to murder the eldest young master of the Su family. "Master Zhao, I'm very curious, how could Mr. Ling offend Su Yang?" Song Kongming asked doubtfully at this time. "I don't know the specifics. I only know that he is working for Su Jinghan, but I guess there is a big shot behind Su Jinghan." The head of the Zhao family continued, "As for who it is, I'm not sure, but it should be a certain young master from the Nalan family. Wenbin once let it slip. I asked him, but he didn't answer, so I stopped asking." "I see." Song Kongming nodded and said, "So you took me to Nalan Yi, the second son of the Nalan family, and wanted to test it out." "Well, the person who ordered Su Jinghan may be Nalan Yi, but that doesn't matter. Su Yang is our enemy." Zhao Jiping gritted his teeth and said, "Tonight, Su Yang must die. Yes, he ordered his men to kill my junior brother, and he must pay with his life." Song Kongming said harshly as well. At this time, not far away, Su Yang heard the 2 people's words clearly, with a smile on his lips. "These 2 people are not weak, but they are not my opponents. I can easily kill them, but this is too boring. Don't they want to avenge Zhao Wenbin and Wang Pingchuan? This is easy to handle. I can find an enemy for them." Thinking of this, the smile on Su Yang's lips became thicker and thicker, and he immediately used the disguise technique to quickly transform into Nalan Yi, intending to divert trouble to the east. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 55. To say that it is diverting misfortunes to the east is actually not entirely correct. That night, Su Yang only killed Wang Pingchuan and did not kill Zhao Wenbin. It should be Su Jinghan or the people behind him. They were worried that Zhao Wenbin would betray them, so the dead men of D country killed and silenced him. Afterwards, it was estimated that Su Jinghan blamed Su Yang for the deaths of Zhao Wenbin and Wang Pingchuan. Therefore, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming hated Su Yang deeply and wanted to get rid of him quickly, which led to tonight's situation. Su Yang's analysis was very thorough, and most likely, Master Nalan was Nalan Yi. However, there are four major families in Jiangbei, and the Nalan family is one of the four major families. The Su family has Su Qinkan, who is at the master level. Su Yang is not sure if the Nalan family has a master at this level, so he does not dare to kill Nalan Yi rashly. Now he disguises himself as Nalan Yi and plans to go out and stir up a wave of hatred. In this way, the target of Zhao Jiping and Song Kangming's revenge will become Nalan Yi. Although they may not be able to kill Nalan Yi, it is good to disgust Nalan Yi. The most important thing is that the combined strength of Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming is not weak, and they may be able to draw out the hidden masters of the Nalan family. To put it bluntly, it was just asking for directions, using Zhao and Song to test the Nalan family. At this time, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming were hiding in the darkness, patiently waiting for their prey to appear. Why hasn't Su Yang come over yet? Did Nalan Yi's plan fail and didn't attract Su Yang? Song Kongming whispered. Probably not. Since Mr. Nalan promised us, he will definitely do it. We have to believe Mr. Nalan. Zhao Jiping looked around and then said, "It is said that this forest is haunted recently. I don't know whether it is true or not. We have to leave as soon as possible after Su Yang is killed." Master Zhao, you are too cautious. Talking about ghosts is all nonsense. Song Kongming said firmly, there must be lawless elements who are doing whatever they want here. Ghosts are just an excuse to hide from others. You and I are both masters of ancient martial arts, so why should we be afraid of these? That's right. Zhao Jiping nodded gently, then suddenly saw a familiar figure walking over, and he immediately cheered up, "Brother Kongming, look, isn't that Mr. Nalan?" "It's him," Song Kongming wondered, "didn't he say he would bring Su Yang over? Why did he come first?" Zhao Jiping shook his head, expressing his ignorance. The Nalan Yi who suddenly appeared in the woods was naturally Su Yang pretending to be. Now, Su Yang stopped in front of Nalan Yi's face and said loudly, "Master Zhao, and senior brother Wang Ping Chuan, I know you are here, come out." Whoosh! Whoosh! After the words fell, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming walked out of the darkness and looked at Nalan Yi in surprise. Among them, Zhao Jiping asked politely, "Master Nalan, why are you here? Where is Su Yang? Didn't you follow?" "Su Yang? What Su Yang?" Su Yang showed a playful smile, "Are you too naive? Do you really think that I will kill Su Yang for you?" When Zhao Jiping heard this, his face suddenly turned ugly, and he frowned and said, "Mr. Nalan, what do you mean by this?" He. Su Yang sneered and said, "Don't you understand? I never wanted to plot against Su Yang from the beginning. The reason why I agreed to you on the surface was to lure you here. I haven't seen it through yet, you two idiots, haha." Su Yang couldn't help but laugh. "Bring us here." Zhao Jiping was even more puzzled, "Master Nalan, what do you mean, what do you want us to do?" "Of course I killed him and silenced him," Su Yang said in Nalan Yi's voice. "Kill, silence," Zhao Jiping's face darkened and he said coldly, "Mr. Nalan, my Zhao family has no enmity against you. Even if you don't cooperate with us, there is no need to take this step, right?" "Okay, Zhao Jiping, stop pretending. Haven't you already guessed it? Yes, I was the one instigating Su Jinghan behind his back to deal with Su Yang." Su Yang continued, "And this matter must not be leaked, otherwise with the energy of the Su family, my end will be tragic. You are going to die anyway, so I won't hide it from you too. In fact, I sent people to kill Zhao Wenbin and Wang Ping Chuan that night," Su Yang said lightly. "What?" When Song Kongming heard this, he became furious and gritted his teeth and said, "Why are you doing this? Haha, they know too much, I will definitely kill them and silence them." Su Yang continued, you think Su Yang sent someone to kill the two of them? It was Su Jinghan who told you about this. Haha, actually I asked Su Jinghan to say this, the purpose is to make you hate Su Yang. Originally I planned to use you two to kill Su Yang, but that idiot Su Jinghan was exposed and even told Su Yang that the mastermind behind the scenes was Mr. Nalan. Su Yang said half-truthfully, fortunately, Su Yang doesn't know which Mr. Nalan is, otherwise I would definitely not be able to eat and walk around, but he is already wary of the Nalan family, and I have no chance at all lure him here, otherwise you will really kill someone with a borrowed knife. Since we can't kill Su Yang, you two must die. I don't want the Su family to know that I want to kill Su Yang. Su Yang said in a coherent manner. These words were both true and false and could withstand scrutiny. Of course, there are loopholes in this statement, but Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming have been blinded by anger, so they can't think so much. Hateful. At this moment, Zhao Jiping became angry with embarrassment and said in a deep voice, Nalan Yi, you are so cruel and ruthless. I, the Zhao family, will fight you until death. Master Zhao, why are you talking so much? I took a look and there was no one else around. He came alone. Song Kangming's eyes were sinister as he said, it's ridiculous that a young master from a rich family wants to kill both of us to silence us. I will kill him now to avenge my junior brother and your master. Good. When Zhao Jiping heard this, he didn't hesitate at all. In a rage, he and Song Kongming took action at the same time, angrily killing Su Yang and getting straight to the vital point. Su Yang was not in a hurry, and suddenly pushed out his hands, spiritual energy surging. Bang, bang. The next moment, two loud noises were heard from the scene, and then all three people flew out. I didn't expect you two to be so strong. I was too careless. It seems I won't be able to kill you tonight. Su Yang steadied his steps, with a hint of anxiety on his face, and turned to threaten, I'm warning you, it's best not to tell the Su family what happened tonight, especially not to let Su Yang know. Remember, my Nalan family has so many experts, it couldn't be easier to kill you too. If I find out that you are colluding with Su Yang, I will kill you without a burial place. After leaving a word, Su Yang looked at Nalan Yi's face and disappeared into the darkness, leaving only Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming looking at each other. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 56. The strength displayed by Nalan Yi really shocked Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming. It took a long time for the two of them to react. Among them, Zhao Jiping said with a heavy face, I didn't expect that a young master from the Nalan family would reach the late stage of Huajin. He is indeed a family with deep roots in Jiangbei and has a profound foundation. This Nalan Yi is so scheming and ruthless. He is considered a figure among the younger generation. Song Kongming said with cold eyes, but he killed my junior brother, no matter what, I will not let him go. That's natural. My son's death cannot be in vain. However, Brother Kongming, what we should consider now is how to avoid the Nalan family's pursuit. Only by surviving can we get revenge. Zhao Jiping analyzed, with Nalan Yi's character, this escape will definitely notify the masters of the Nalan family and kill us too to silence us. The Nalan family has many masters, and the old man Nalan, Nalan Ziu, has reached the peak of his strength in his early years. His strength is unfathomable. Together, we may not be his opponent, Zhao Jiping said worriedly. Nalan Ziu, I have heard that he is indeed very strong. Song Kongming was also worried, but then he thought of an idea and suggested, haha, Master Zhao, don't worry, Nalan Yi is most afraid of us telling Su Yang what he did, so we just did this, formed an alliance with Su Yang, and together we deal with Nalan Yi. Alliance with Su Yang. Zhao Jiping paused, then his eyes lit up and he said, what a great idea. Su Yang is the only heir to the Su family, and the Su family has the best master in Jiangbei, Su Qincan. As long as we tell Su Yang what Nalan Yi did, Su Yang will definitely hate Nalan Yi and choose to kill Nalan Yi with us. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. With the energy of the Su family, it is too easy to deal with Nalan Yi. Even if Nalan Ziu comes forward, it will not help. After all, the Su family has Su Qincan. Thinking of this, Zhao Jiping's face was full of excitement and he urged, "Brother Kongming, let's get out of here and find Su Yang." Well, it's indeed time to go. The Nalan family moved very quickly. "I have already noticed a group of people coming," Song Kongming responded. "It must be the master arranged by Nalan Yi. He wanted to kill us himself, so he had the master's ambush outside, but he didn't expect that we were not weak, so he sent the masters to kill us after we escaped," Zhao Jiping analyzed. "You are right, those people are not weak, leave quickly, it is not suitable to stay here for a long time." "Good." Immediately afterwards, the two of them left the woods together and soon disappeared. After Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming left, a figure suddenly appeared on the scene. It was Su Yang, who was disguised as Nalan Yi. "Haha, I was fooled." Su Yang smiled softly, then released his spiritual consciousness to survey the surroundings, and found that several people were indeed approaching. Those people were all wearing black night clothes. Among the 4 people, 3 of them were in the middle stage of Huajin, and one of them even reached the late stage of Huajin. These people should not be Nalan Yi's men. They came from the deepest part of the forest. The woods have been haunted recently, perhaps these guys are the ones causing panic. Su Yang frowned and guessed that before he could figure out the matter, he chose to hide and disappeared on the spot. About 10 seconds later, 4 people wearing night clothes appeared on the scene. "It's strange. There was movement here just now, but why are people missing?" one of the men in black asked in confusion. The man in black, who was in the late stage of transformation, said calmly, "Originally there were 2 people here, but when they sensed our arrival, they had already escaped in advance." Zhao Jiping was not as strong as the man in black, and even Song Kongming was only on par with him, so he could sense the existence of Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming. However, Su Yang was a cultivator and his aura was not exposed from the beginning to the end. Naturally, this person could not detect it and only thought that there were 2 people there. "Master Du, are those 2 people members of the National Blade?" asked a man in black. The man in black, known as Mr. Du, is the master in the late stage of Huajin. At this time, he shook his head and said, "I don't know, but it's harmless. The national sword is nothing special. Didn't we catch 3 of them last night? Those 2 people just came to die. Let's go, dig that thing out quickly, and try to complete the mission and return to Country D tonight." We created panic and scared the surrounding residents. At the same time, we attracted the attention of the top brass of China. The longer we stay, the more dangerous it becomes. After Mr. Du finished speaking, he led the 3 team members and left the scene. National Blade. Su Yang frowned slightly. This was not the first time he had heard of the word National Blade. 2 days ago, Su Shenbing said that he would be sent to the National Blade for training in a week. Unexpectedly, he heard the news about the National Blade again today. What are the origins of these men in black? Are they from Country D? Why do you want to arrest members of the National Blade? Dad has made up his mind. He wants to send me to the National Blade. I may really have to go there in the future. Since we met today, it's better to prepare the ground in advance. Besides, the members of the National Blade are all compatriots, and we cannot allow the masters of Country D to do evil in China." Su Yang frowned and thought, and finally decided to follow him and have a look. With his strength, these experts from Country D were naturally unable to detect him, and they quickly arrived at the easternmost edge of the woods. This is at the foot of the East Mountain. In addition to the woods, there is also a cave. 60 country masters gathered together without even lighting a fire. Curses kept coming from the cave. It was obvious that the National Blade members were trapped in the cave. At this time, a strong man in black saw Mr. Du bringing someone back and asked, "Du Ziming, what's going on over there? Did you find anyone?" "Two experts came here, but they have left." Du Ziming responded, "Brother Hu, don't worry, they probably didn't notice us." "Well, it doesn't matter if it's discovered. I've taken a look at the progress. We can dig out the coffin tonight. Then we can leave China with the contents inside." Ling Hu smiled softly and said, "When we return to Country D, we will definitely be rewarded by the coach. Brothers, at least we will be promoted to one level. It all depends on Brother Hu. If it weren't for you, none of us would be able to beat that member of the National Blade who is at the peak of his strength. He was killed by the National Blade last night." Du Ziming flattered him at first, then said, "Brother Hu, since we can get that thing tonight, why not kill the few members of the National Blade in the cave now? Okay, I'll spare their lives. I plan to use them to negotiate terms with Guo Ren, but since Guo Ren didn't send anyone else, it doesn't hurt to kill them." Ling Hu's eyes were cold and he ordered, "Du Ziming, go ahead and remember, leave no one behind." "Yes." After receiving the order, Du Ziming raised a sneer on his lips, and then strode towards the cave. At this moment, Su Yang appeared and held Nalan Yi's face. Anyway, he has already changed his appearance, so he might as well attract some more hatred to Nalan Yi. I believe Nalan Yi won't mind. At this time, Nalan Yi stood expressionless under the moonlight and said in a deep voice, "Stop. You want to kill my compatriots on the land of China. Do you have my consent?" Swish, swish, swish. In an instant, the eyes of the 10D country masters present fell on Su Yang, and the atmosphere instantly became tense. After pausing for a few seconds, Ling Hu stared at Su Yang warily and said coldly, "Young man, who are you?" When Su Yang heard this, he was not afraid at all. He held his head high and met Ling Hu's gaze. He knew his temperament very well and responded in a cold tone. "I won't change my name in business, and I won't change my surname in office. The second son of the Nalan family in Jiangbei, Nalan Yi. Urban Super Dude." Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 57. Nalan Family, Nalan Yi. After Su Yang revealed his identity, Ling Hu and Du Ziming looked at each other, with a flash of surprise in their expressions. Immediately afterwards, Du Ziming stepped forward and smiled, "Master Nalan, are you kidding us? We cooperate with your Nalan family." "Cooperate? The Nalan family cooperates with people from Country D?" Su Yang squinted his eyes slightly, unexpectedly discovering a great secret. Country D and Country China are two neighboring countries, and wars often break out. The reason why Sujingguo guards the border is to prevent the invasion of Country D. And the Nalan family actually colluded with Country D. This is treason and collaboration with the enemy. Starting from Suqiankan, to Sushenbing, and then to Sujingguo, everyone in the Su family has made outstanding contributions to the country. Patriotism is also surging in Su Yang's bones. Therefore, Su Yang's eyes were filled with murderous intent when he learned that the Nalan family was cooperating with people from Country D. "Nalan Yi, right? I've heard that you are the second son of the Nalan family." At this time, Ling Hu next to him said calmly, "What you said and done just now is tantamount to provoking me. You should have been killed without mercy, but for the sake of your third brother, I will spare your life." Du Ziming added, "Master Nalan, if you don't leave quickly, we will pretend nothing happened tonight." He he. Su Yang sneered again, and then said seriously, "I won't leave. They are them and I am me. They betrayed their motherland, but I can't." Su Yang said in Nalan Yi's voice, "Anyone who offends our country will be punished no matter how far away they are. None of you can leave tonight. Humph, I don't know what's wrong. Ling Hu was furious and said with a sullen face, Nalan Yi, since you are seeking death, I will help you. As soon as he finished speaking, Ling Hu waved his hand and tried to kill Nalan Yi. I came just in time. I will use my strength to tell you that China's territory is inviolable. Su Yang said impassionedly, then with a stern look in his eyes, he rushed over fearlessly. Bang bang bang. After a few muffled sounds, there were 5 more corpses of D countrymen on the scene, all of which had their hearts smashed with a palm. These people are only in the middle stage of energy transformation. Although they are very strong and can be compared with Xiaoting, they are unable to fight back against Su Yang. When Ling Hu and Du Ziming saw this scene, their faces suddenly became solemn and they stared at Su Yang warily. Are you at the peak of your strength? Among them, Ling Hu was shocked. I didn't expect that the second son of the Nalan family was actually a master. Haha, the Nalan family has hidden deep enough. Tell me, did Nalan Mingj ask you to come here and snatch the Red Lotus sword? Red Lotus sword? What Red Lotus sword? I don't understand what you are talking about, Su Yang said half-truthfully. Haha, stop pretending. Ling Hu sneered, this time I led a team to Jiangbei, China, just to find the most precious Red Lotus sword of country D. This sword was brought to China by a powerful master hundreds of years ago. Recently we found that the Red Lotus sword was buried as a burial object in Dongshan, Jiangbei, together with that powerful master. We tried our best to find the location of the tomb. We can get the Red Lotus sword tonight, but you came here at this time. Ling Hu said with a gloomy face, Nalan Yi, do you dare to say that you are not trying to snatch the Red Lotus sword? I see. Su Yang suddenly realized it, and raised a playful smile at the corner of his mouth, acquiescing to Ling Hu's guess, haha, you are smart. Since you have seen through it, I will stop pretending. Anyway, none of you can escape tonight. Humph, the Nalan family has done something good, so we have finally settled this relationship. Ling Hu stared at Su Yang, and then said with a ferocious smile, fortunately, I saved a hand in advance and only showed the strength in the late stage of Huajin, thereby misleading Nalan Mingj, so he sent you here alone to try to kill us all, and then steal the Red Lotus sword. What a pity. My true strength is at the peak of my strength. Nalan Yi, I will kill you first tonight, and then I will settle the score with the Nalan family. After saying that, Ling Hu took the lead in launching an attack, and his whole body's energy surged. Although they are both at the peak of energy transformation, Ling Hu's strength is a bit weaker than that of the Smiling Buddha. Su Yang could kill the Smiling Buddha with one move, so he could easily defeat Ling Hu. However, Su Yang did not do this, but pretended to be evenly matched with Ling Hu. Because now he not only wants to bring hatred to Nalan Yi, but also wants to sow discord between the Nalan family and country D. To complete this operation, we must not kill all the remaining people from country D at the scene, otherwise no one will inform them and the provocation will be meaningless. If the opponent's strongest Ling Hu is quickly eliminated, it will be inconvenient for the others to let them go. Even if they are let go, they will become suspicious, because in their view, Nalan Yi is capable of killing them all. And why let them go? To put it simply, Su Yang was trying to create reasonable escape opportunities for the remaining D country people. Haha, your strength is indeed not weak, but compared to me, there is still a slight gap. I will defeat you within 100 rounds. At this time, Su Yang smiled coldly and said that the strength he had shown was superior to Ling Hu's, letting Ling Hu know that even if all the men in black at the scene joined forces, they would not be able to defeat him. Only in this way did Ling Hu have the idea of escape. As expected, Ling Hu realized that his opponent was stronger than him, and his face was very ugly. While fighting against Su Yang, he ordered, Du Ziming, take the others and leave first. Brother Hu, isn't he just Nalan Yi? Let's go together and take him down. Du Ziming was eager to give it a try. No, Nalan Yi is relatively strong, and you will only die if you come. Ling Hu said, I can entangle him, and after you leave, I will escape. Ah, brother Tiger, what will happen to the red lotus sword if we all leave? Du Ziming gritted his teeth. At this time, Su Yang interjected, haha, I'm still thinking about the red lotus sword. I don't know whether to live or die. Let me tell you stupid dogs from country D that the red lotus sword belongs to our Nalan family. You should stop having such wishful thinking. Damn it, Du Ziming gritted his teeth angrily. Du Ziming, don't be impulsive. Take the people and leave quickly. As for the red lotus sword, Ling Hu suppressed his anger and said resentfully, let Nalan Yi be taken away first, and then report it to the team leader and come to ask for it. The small Nalan family can be crushed by the team leader alone. This account must be settled. Good. Du Ziming no longer hesitated and immediately led the remaining 3 men to leave. Don't leave, stay here. Nalan Yi wanted to catch up, but was stopped by Ling Hu. He suddenly became angry and said, damn it, I can't catch up. Now I'm in trouble. I will definitely be punished when I get home. Nalan Yi, even if you are self-aware, your Nalan family is in big trouble. Leave now and give up the red lotus sword before it's too late, Ling Hu threatened. Su Yang just smiled softly. After making sure that Du Ziming had led the people away, he did not hesitate at all and killed Ling Hu with a water balloon technique. Well. Ling Hu's face was suddenly filled with astonishment, his body fell straight to the ground, his eyes widened, and he refused to close his eyes. Su Yang glanced at Ling Hu, raised his eyebrows and said with a smile, haha, I'm just acting, do you still take it seriously? Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 58. After killing Ling Hu, Su Yang moved his eyes to the cave not far away, and then strode over. The members of the National Blade are all heroes who serve the country. If you don't meet them, forget it. Now that you have met them, you should save them if you can, not for anything else, but for your own sincere heart. In addition, Su Yang is still a little interested in the red lotus sword mentioned by the masters of country D. Soon, Su Yang entered the cave. It was pitch dark, similar to a tomb robbing scene in a movie or TV show, and you couldn't see your fingers. However, Su Yang has the soul of the immortal emperor, and the cave is like daylight in his eyes. At this moment, Su Yang found 7 or 8 people lying on the ground next to the west cave wall. Their hands and feet were locked with stainless steel handcuffs, making them unable to move. Their bodies were covered in scars and they looked miserable. Are you from the National Blade? Su Yang asked in a calm tone. Yes. At this moment, a middle-aged man who was at the peak of his energy level said gratefully, we all heard what happened outside just now. Thank you Mr. Nalan for saving your life. Well, let me open the handcuffs for you and let's talk after you get out. Su Yang nodded, then walked over and easily broke the handcuffs that trapped these National Blade members. Thank you, Mr. Nalan. The 8 National Blade members were overjoyed and looked at Su Yang with gratitude and awe. What kind of strength does it take to crush steel handcuffs with bare hands? It is absolutely impossible to do this at the peak of your strength. Moreover, although they did not see the scene outside just now, they heard that Mr. Nalan had killed the master of country D who was at the peak of his strength. Strong, could it be that Mr. Nalan is a martial arts master? Master Nalan, please go out first, we still have some things to deal with. At this time, the peak powerhouse in the National Blade said, to be honest, deep in this cave, there are now more than a dozen tomb robbers from country D, who are preparing to take the red lotus sword. We must stop them and remove the red lotus sword. Take the sword back to Kyoto. I know, do you need help? Su Yang smiled softly. No need, those tomb robbers are ordinary people and vulnerable to attack. We can deal with them. Okay, I'll wait for you outside. Su Yang left a word and then strode out of the cave. The members of the National Blade could handle the rest by themselves. About 5 minutes later, he heard a scream coming from the depths of the cave, and the auras of the National Blade members were still there, indicating that the screams were from Country D's tomb robbers. After a few minutes, 8 members of the National Blade came out of the cave. Each of them suffered serious injuries, which were obviously caused by previous torture by the masters of Country D. Among them, the National Sword Master at the peak of his strength held a weapon wrapped in black cloth in his right hand. It was about half a meter long and looked like a short sword. As soon as the group of people came out, Su Yang's eyes were attracted by the short knife under the black cloth. Evil spirit. There is evil energy in this short sword. Su Yang was immediately overjoyed, with an excited smile on his lips. In his previous life, evil spirits would have been dispensable to him, but now that he has practiced the 9 nether prison suppressing technique, he can completely absorb evil spirits, thereby transforming them into spiritual energy and improving his cultivation. The evil energy in the Red Lotus sword is enough for me to advance to the 3rd level of Qi training. I must get this sword. At this moment, Su Yang made up his mind. Mr. Nalan, I'm the captain of the National Blade, Zhang Chenyang. It's up to Mr. Lao Nalan to take care of tonight's matter. The peak strength master in the National Blade is the captain Zhang Chenyang. At this time, he admired, young Master Nalan is so young. I didn't expect that he is so powerful. It's admirable. Of course, what's even more rare is that Mr. Nalan has a patriotic heart, which is really valuable. Zhang Chenyang clasped his hands in his fists, first grateful, and then said, it's getting late, Mr. Nalan, we have to return to Kyoto as soon as possible. If we have time another day, we will definitely bring a generous gift and go to Nalan's house to say thank you. After saying that, Zhang Chenyang was about to lead 7 members of the National Blade to leave this place. Wait a moment. But at this time, Su Yang stopped him in a cold voice, you can leave, but you must stay with the Red Lotus sword. I want this sword. Originally, Su Yang planned to save the National Blade's men, then frighten their leaders, and then reveal his identity to gain their respect. In this way, if Dad forces himself to go to Koyan again, he will have many solutions. But now, when Su Yang saw the Red Lotus sword, he immediately changed his mind and decided to get the Red Lotus sword first. Anyway, he is still wearing Nalan Yi's facial features, so he will not be exposed. No one will know that it was him, Su Yang, who stole Guo Ren's things. This blame will only fall on Nalan Yi. After Zhang Chenyang heard Su Yang's words, his face instantly turned ugly. The 7 members of the National Blade around him were also attentive, and the atmosphere suddenly became tense. I advise you not to be impulsive. You are no match for me. Su Yang's eyes were sharp and he said coldly, my goal is just the Red Lotus sword. Just give me the knife. Otherwise, don't blame me for snatching it away. Master Nalan, what do you want the Red Lotus sword for? Zhang Chenyang frowned. It's none of your business. Su Yang took a step forward and said in a deep voice, you have 2 choices now. One is to give it to me, and the other is to take it myself. I will give you 10 seconds to think about it. Master Nalan, the Red Lotus sword must be handed over to the country, not to an individual. Zhang Chenyang had a sullen face and threatened without leaving any trace, even if you take it away now, you won't be able to hold it for a long time. The country will send people to Nalan's house to ask for it. I'm afraid it will be difficult to end it by then. Haha, are you threatening me? I, Nalan Yi, live my life, so why should I be afraid of others? Su Yang said boldly, today, I want to take away the Red Lotus sword. If you are not afraid of death, just come to Nalan's house to get it. Remember my name is Nalan Yi, from the Nalan family in Jiangbei. Su Yang was afraid that these National Blade members would forget the word Nalan Yi, so he emphasized it again. Good. Nalan family, Nalan Yi, Mr. Nalan, I, Zhang Chenyang, have taken note of it. Zhang Chenyang gritted his teeth and finally handed the red lotus sword to Su Yang. He knew very well that his group could not be the opponent of Nalan Yi. Instead of fighting head-on, it would be better to let go. Anyway, he knew the other party's home and could just go and get it afterwards. How can a small family in Jiangbei compete with the state machinery? Sooner or later the red lotus sword will return to his hands. I took the red lotus sword away. Be sure to remember that my name is Nalan Yi. Don't find the wrong person. Su Yang took the red lotus sword, said arrogantly and provocatively, and then disappeared into the darkness. Captain, are you just going to let him go? At this time, a member of the National Blade next to him said. Snored. Nalan Yi, this man saved us. Logically speaking, we should be grateful to him, but he didn't know what to do and stole the red lotus sword. We must not let him off lightly. Zhang Chenyang said angrily, let him be arrogant for 2 days. Let's find a place to rest and recover from his injuries. At the same time, we will contact the instructor and ask the instructor to come forward. By then, he will be unable to eat and carry around. Yes, the National Blade member nodded, and then asked, Captain, Sushui said before that he wants to receive us well, why don't we go to the Su family manor? When Zhang Chenyang mentioned Su Shenbing, his face was filled with awe, and he nodded and said, Okay, I haven't seen Sushui for a long time since our last farewell. I'll take this opportunity to pay him a visit. Next, Zhang Chenyang led 7 members of the National Blade and left the scene, planning to settle down in the Su family manor. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 59. After leaving the woods, Su Yang returned to his original appearance, took the red lotus knife, and drove directly back to the riverside villa. At the same time, Nalan family, in the Grand Manor Hall. An old man wearing a brown robe, sitting on a high seat with a very serious expression, is the actual helmsman of the Nalan family, Nalan Ziu. Next to him, stood a handsome young man in a suit and leather shoes, mature and steady, it was Nalan Mingch. And directly below, kneeling was a familiar face wearing a British windbreaker. There was no doubt that it was Nalan Yi. Tonight, Nalan Ziu found out about Nalan Yi's plot against young Master Su, so he called Nalan Yi to the hall in the middle of the night and planned to reprimand him. Idiot, who asked you to deal with Su Yang privately? Do you know how much impact it will have on the Nalan family if something goes wrong? Nalan Ziu said angrily. Grandpa, nothing can go wrong. Su Yang sent people to kill Zhao Wenbin and Wang Pingchuan. He has already formed a life and death feud with Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming. If they see Su Yang in the woods, they will definitely cut him into pieces. Nalan Yi smiled and explained, besides, I have made careful arrangements. Regardless of whether Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming can kill Su Yang, I can remove myself from this matter and it will not affect Nalan Yi from the Lan family. Who told Zhao Wenbin and Wang Pingchuan that Su Yang sent people to kill them? At this time, Nalan Mingj interjected, the things here are quite complicated, and I won't be able to explain them clearly for a while. In short, second brother, you are too reckless to set up this situation. Third brother. Nalan Yi was not convinced and stood up as he spoke. However, Nalan Zu said in a deep voice, idiot, just kneel down and speak. Nalan Yi had no choice but to kneel down again, then gritted his teeth and said, third brother, why do you say I'm reckless? In my opinion, you just saw Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming defecting to me instead of you, so you are jealous of me, Nalan Yi said angrily. Second brother, what you said is too much. Although the two of them are not weak, they are also working for the Nalan family when they defect to you. Nalan Mingj smiled softly and said, we are half brothers. Why should I be jealous of you? Humph, it sounds grand. Nalan Yi was quite proud and sneered, now that I have the support of a mid-stage Huajin and a late-stage Huajin, the power of my subordinates can already be compared with yours. It is not normal for you to lose your sense of superiority and be jealous of me something. When Nalan Mingj heard this, he smiled and shook his head without explaining anything. Enough. Nalan Zhu on the high seat said, you are indeed reckless in this matter. Why don't you discuss it with us in advance? Grandpa, I want to give you a surprise. Once Su Yang dies, the Su family will be in chaos. By then, our Nalan family will be able to flourish. Are you so sure that Su Yang will die? Of course, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming gnashed their teeth when they mentioned Su Yang, and they would never show mercy. Nalan Yi said firmly, perhaps Su Yang has been killed by now. Then why is there no movement in the Su family yet? The news will definitely not reach the Su family so quickly. Nalan Yi said confidently, Grandpa, just wait to hear the good news. Okay, I believe you once. If Su Yang is killed, not only will you have no fault, but you will have merit. Nalan Zhu pondered for a moment and then said, when the time comes, I will hand over the development project of the southern suburban new city to you. You can get up. Thank you, Grandpa. Nalan Yi was extremely excited. As the saying goes, wealth can be found in danger. He made the right move, and he would soon be able to get access to the core project of the Nalan family. Grandfather. Nalan Mingj smiled and then mentioned another matter, Grandpa, I received news from Ling Hu today. I should be able to get the Red Lotus sword tonight. I have arranged a large cargo ship for tomorrow morning. By then send them out of Jiangbei on time. Nalan Ziu nodded and said, remember, everyone involved must be killed. The news of our Nalan family's cooperation with Country D must not be leaked, otherwise the Nalan family will fall into an irreversible situation. Understood, I have already arranged it, and someone will do the aftermath. Nalan Mingj continued, however, Grandpa, I remember that the National Blade instructor is a close friend of you. He once called and asked you to help at the critical moment. Be sure to leave the Red Lotus sword. If the Red Lotus sword is taken by Ling Hu and the others, come on, how do you plan to reply to the National Blade instructor? It's simple. I have a close relationship with him. I can just find any excuse and explain it away. Nalan Zhu smiled softly and said, our Nalan family is on good terms with both sides and has good relations with all forces. It will only become stronger in the future, haha. This is all due to my grandpa's wisdom and making friends all over the world. Country D and National Blade are all the connections of our Nalan family. In time, the Nalan family will definitely return to the number one family in Jiangbei, Nalan Mingj said with a smile. As the son of the Nalan family, Nalan Yi is naturally qualified to know these secrets. But before, he could only listen on the sidelines and rarely spoke. It wasn't that Nalan Zhu and Nalan Mingj didn't let him speak, it was mainly that he couldn't come up with a topic to interrupt and always felt like he couldn't fit in. However, now that Nalan Yi has gained the support of Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming, he also has powerful martial arts subordinates, and his self-confidence has increased. Grandpa, if there is anything you need help with, just ask and I will let Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming do it. They are both following my orders now. Nalan Yi showed off without leaving any trace. Okay, you and Mingj are both Grandpa's good grandsons. Nalan Zhu nodded happily, and then said, okay, it's getting late. Let's go back and rest. I hope to see the Su family holding a funeral tomorrow. Yes. Nalan Yi and Nalan Mingj agreed, and then left the hall together. After talking like this tonight, several people in the Nalan family were particularly happy. Not only did they have two more masters, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming, defect to them, but they also made good friends with Country D. Moreover, even the instructors of the National Blade are old friends of the Nalan family. It would be difficult for the Nalan family not to achieve success. Unfortunately, What they don't know is that these three waves of forces now all hate the Nalan family. At this moment, Su Yang drove back to the riverside villa. "Young master." Guo Yi greeted him respectfully, and then said, "The head of the family called and asked you to go back to the Su family manor tomorrow morning. It is said that several members of Guo Ren are here. One of them is Zhang Chenyang, who has a good relationship with the head of the house. The head of the house wants you to go back and see Zhang Chenyang, so that you can take care of me when you get to Kuaban in the future." Zhang Chenyang. A smile appeared on Su Yang's lips. "Isn't this the master at the peak of his strength in the woods? I didn't expect them to come to Su's house." "Well, I understand." Su Yang nodded and didn't care about it. Improving his strength was the most important thing now. So, he strode up to the third floor and took out the red lotus sword with great expectation. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 60. In the room. Su Yang took off the black cloth, and a red short knife suddenly appeared in front of his eyes. This short sword has a fiery red lotus pattern on the blade, and it shines with a faint red light, making it look particularly coquettish. The weirdest thing is that this knife exudes a terrifying and sinister aura, which is breathtaking. If ordinary people see it, they will probably be mentally disturbed. This is the Red Lotus Sword. In Country D, the Red Lotus Sword is a famous demon sword that drinks blood when exposed to light. If the wielder does not have enough concentration, it is easy to be controlled by the sword. Buzz. Just when Su Yang was sizing up the red lotus knife, the knife suddenly soared into the air, exuding a terrifying aura in mid-air. For a moment, the room was filled with bright red light, covering Su Yang directly. "Haha, I've seen real magic swords. The red lotus short sword from Earth can't even enter the immortal realm. You still want to confuse my mind." Seeing this, Su Yang closed his eyes slightly. The next moment, he suddenly opened his eyes, a cold light flashing in his eyes. "Give me, stop." In an instant, the red lotus sword trembled, and then the light faded away and fell into Su Yang's hand, becoming plain and unpretentious, no different from an ordinary sword. 9 Nether Prison Suppressing Technique, absorb it for me. Su Yang did not hesitate, and immediately sat cross-legged, running the 9 Nether Prison Suppression Technique, and began to absorb the evil energy in the red lotus sword. In a blink of an eye, it was the next morning. Call. Finally absorbed. Su Yang ended his cultivation state and raised a satisfied smile. "There is a lot of evil energy in this red lotus sword. I have a hunch that after it is all refined, it will be stable to step on the 3rd level of Qi training, and there is even a chance to step on Qi training 4 floors. There is still a difference between evil spirit and spiritual energy. Now Su Yang only absorbs evil energy into his body and stores it instead of converting it into spiritual energy, so his current strength has not increased. Because evil spirit transforms into spiritual energy, this process is relatively long, taking at least 3 to 5 days, and cannot be disturbed. But he killed the master of Country D last night and snatched the red lotus sword from the country's sword. Coupled with the incident between Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming, the next few days are destined to be uneventful. Therefore, Su Yang planned to take it slow and convert the evil energy into spiritual energy in a few days. At this time, Su Yang's eyes fell on the red lotus sword. Now this demon sword has lost its evil aura and has become ordinary. It no longer has the reputation of a demon sword. Previously, an ancient warrior in the middle stage of Huajin, holding a red lotus sword, might be able to wipe out the late stage of Huajin, or even face the peak of Huajin, but now it will not have such an effect. To put it bluntly, the red lotus sword can no longer increase combat effectiveness, it is just a fine steel short sword. Keep this knife, it might still be useful. Su Yang smiled softly, then put away the red lotus knife that had lost its evil aura, and walked down the 3rd floor. "Young master, there are 2 people outside." They are not weak. They have been standing outside the villa and neither left nor came in. As soon as Su Yang came down, Guo Yi said solemnly, "Those two people, one of them is Zhao Jiping, the head of the Zhao family, and the other is Song Kongming with a broken stone leg. A few days ago, Zhao Wenbin, the son of the Zhao family, and Ping Chuan, the founder of the mountain, were both killed." Guo Yi couldn't help but guess, "Young master, do they suspect that you killed Zhao Wenbin and Wang Ping Chuan, so they came here to avenge your son and junior brother?" "No." Su Yang shook his head, then smiled relaxedly and said, "Guo Yi, why are you so nervous? Have you forgotten my strength?" "That's right, my subordinates were rude." Guo Yi heard this and smiled, "Young master, what are you going to do, kill these two people?" "No need." Su Yang smiled softly and said, "Go out and welcome them in." "Yes." Guo Yi responded respectfully, then walked out of the living room, and soon returned with Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming. "Young master, we are here," Guo Yi said in awe, and then stood behind Su Yang. Su Yang nodded slightly, and then his eyes fell on Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming. Last night, before leaving, he used Nalan Yi's tone to emphasize that these two people should not look for young Master Su. In fact, he was just giving them a warning. Therefore, now Su Yang naturally knows their purpose of coming to him. However, Su Yang pretended not to know on the surface and asked with confusion, "You two, who are you and why are you staying outside the villa?" "I am the head of the Zhao family, Zhao Jiping. I'm going to break the stone leg, Song Kongming." Hearing Su Yang's question, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming knelt down on one knee at the same time and said respectfully, "Greetings, young Master Su." "Zhao Jiping, Song Kongming." Su Yang frowned slightly and said in confusion, "I don't know you, what do you want from me?" Su Yang didn't say anything, and the two of them didn't dare to stand up. Among them, Zhao Jiping replied, "Young Master Su, some time ago Zhao Wenbin, the dog's son, listened to the villain slander and designed to frame you. I have two purposes here. One is to apologize to you, and the other is to expose the mastermind behind the scenes to you." "What, you know who is messing with me?" When Su Yang heard this, he gritted his teeth angrily and said angrily, "Who the hell, tell me quickly, I have to skin him." "Reporting to young Master Su, you must already know part of it." "Yes, the mastermind behind this is a certain young master from the Nalan family." Zhao Jiping then said, "And this Mr. Nalan is, Nalan Yi. He secretly colluded with Su Jinghan, and then Su Jinghan instigated his son Zhao Wenbin to kill you several times." Zhao Jiping told the truth. "Nalan Yi. Damn it, this bitch doesn't want to live anymore." Su Yang became angry with embarrassment and his playboy temperament was vividly displayed. He turned to stare at Zhao Jiping and said coldly, "Master Zhao, I remembered that your son was cheating on me with someone else. Before I even settled the score with you, you came to my door. Young Master Su, please calm down. Dogs are young and ignorant, and cannot tell the difference between black and white, so they make huge mistakes." Zhao Jiping said seriously, "I apologize to you on his behalf. If you want to deal with Nalan Yi, I can help." "Me too." Song Kongming next to him said, "I am willing to do my best for young Master Su." Got into the trap. Su Yang was very proud in his heart, but frowned on the outside and said, "You want to defect to me?" "Yes." Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming said in unison. "Why?" Su Yang asked knowingly. "Because my son died in the hands of Nalan Yi, brother Kongning's junior fellow apprentices did the same, and Nalan Yi even wanted to kill us to silence us." Zhao Jiping did not hide anything and said truthfully, "Now, we can only avoid the pursuit of the Nalan family by taking refuge in you. Moreover, we have a common enemy with you, Nalan Yi. By following you, we have the opportunity to avenge our loved ones." Zhao Jiping clasped his hands into his fists and said seriously, "I beg young Master Su to grant me your permission. I beg young Master Su to grant me your permission. Song Kongming also clasped his fists. In order to gain Su Yang's acceptance, the two of them lowered their posture to the lowest level. I am a playboy, but I am not stupid. If I accept you, it means that I have completely broken off with Nalan Yi. You are making me very embarrassed. Su Yang pretended to be hesitant, and finally gritted his teeth and said, forget it, damn Nalan Yi, let's just kill your son and junior brother, now even you have to be killed, two special mothers things are nothing anymore. Get up. From now on, you will be my subordinates, young Master Su. As long as I am here, the Nalan family will not dare to touch you at all. I will be your protective umbrella. Nalan Yi is like a fool. He is in pain after losing his son. He is deeply in love with brother and sister. He will also be heartbroken when he loses his junior brother. You too, even for you, I will deal with Nalan Yi. As soon as these words came out, Zhao Jiping and Song Kongming were moved to tears. They originally only planned to take refuge in Su Yang for a short time, but now their affection for Su Yang doubled, and they even had the idea of serving Su Yang for the rest of their lives.